have a son. He says, no, قَالَ كَذَلِكَ. This is how it is. This is how your Lord has decided that you will have a son. So he, from a distance, he blew towards her. When you blow some, like this, when you're blowing towards, towards, say, to extinguish a candle. So when it's your birth, you blow a candle. Okay? You shouldn't do, you should actually light up a candle instead, but we should, but say if you're blowing to make a fire, or if you're blowing to take, to get rid of a fire. So he blew, Jibreel alayhi salam, he came in human form, and he blew from a distance. And then, Isa alayhi salam, then it was time for him to be born. So she then gave birth to Isa alayhi salam, to her son Isa, without a husband. She was never married. And if you don't marry, then people say, no, you didn't marry, but you must have done something wrong. That's why you had a child. So if you don't marry and you have a child, the child is illegitimate. When you get older, you'll find out. But it's the worst type of accusation a woman can face. That you didn't get married and you had a child. Where did you get this child from? So when she found out it was the time of birth of Isa alayhi salam, she went far away, in a barren land, in a faraway place. And Isa alayhi salam was born. Jesus was born. Okay? So Isa alayhi salatu wasalam is the son of Sayyida Maryam. She's so special, I told you. She's chosen, she's pure. She has food from the heavens, food from Jannah. Isa alayhi salam was born, and she was so worried. She said, oh Allah, how will I face my people? When I go back, my people will say, where did you get this boy from? He's your son. Where is your husband? You don't even have a husband. You have a son. You are not a good person. You have committed a sin. And she was so worried. She says, Mittu qabla hadha. I wish I was dead, oh my Lord. Rather than face the accusation, the people calling me somebody who committed adultery, oh my Lord, I wish I was dead, and I wish I was a forgotten story, forgotten person. I wish no one knew about me. I wish no one knew about, oh Allah. She was so pious that she said, how will I face the people? Even though she was pure, perfect, amazing girl, amazing young lady, she was so worried about the accusation that she said, oh Allah, I wish I was dead. Oh Allah, I wish I did not exist. Oh Allah, I wish no one knew me. She was so sad. But Allah said, no, don't worry about it. Allah will take care of this. You are not allowed to speak to anyone. When you go back to your nation, just point towards the boy. When he was born a baby, so he was a few hours old. So he was born, newly born baby. You can carry them on the palm of your hand, both hands. That's how tiny they are. So a tiny, tiny baby. And she took him, and the people said, oh Maryam, where did you get this boy from? Who is he? He's your son. Where did you get him from? You don't have a husband. So they started to point fingers at her. They started to accuse her, and she pointed towards him. Because Allah has said, point فَأَشَارَتْ إِلَيْهِ. Point towards him. So who is she pointing towards? Adam, who is she pointing towards?
The baby.
And who is this baby?
Jesus.
And what do we call Jesus in Islam? Isa alayhi salam. Good. So she pointed towards Isa alayhi salam. Isa alayhi salam was how old? How old was Isa alayhi salam when she pointed towards him? Sorry? Okay, anyone else? Someone how old was he when she pointed towards him?
1 year.
No.
Just new.
A few hours old.
New baby.
Not even 1 day old.
Yeah.
He had just been born. And she pointed towards him. And people, all of them started to look towards the boy. قَالُوا كَيْفَ نُكَلِّمُ مَنْ كَانَ فِي الْمَهْدِ صَبِيًّا. How can we speak to a boy who is in a cradle? You're carrying this boy. How can you speak to him? And then, as they said, he said, قَالَ إِنِّي عَبْدُ اللَّهِ. He said, the boy said, how old was the boy? A few hours. There was a baby, not even 1 day old. He says, I am the servant of Allah. And they all looked at him. Is this the boy speaking? And his voice was so clear that all of them could hear it. He says, Inni Abdullah. I am the servant of Allah. Atani al-kitab. I have been given a book. Waja'alani nabiyya. And I have been made a prophet. Waja'alani mubaraka. And I am a source of blessing for you. Aynama kuntu. Wherever I go, I take blessings with me. وَأَوْصَانِي بِالصَّلَاةِ وَالزَّكَاةِ. I have been given advice, instruction from my Lord to fulfill His commands, to give zakat, to pray salah. وَبَرًّا بِوَالِدَتِي. And I am a dedicated person who will dedicate his service to his mother. I will serve my mother. I am an obedient son of my mother. He's only a few hours old. وَلَمْ يَجْعَلْنِي جَبَّارًا شَقِيًّا. And he says, I am not a harsh person, and I'm not an aggressive, and a person who is aggressive and harsh in his behavior. In other words, I am very gentle and soft towards my mother. How old is he? A few hours. And he spoke. They had never heard a baby speak. Never heard a baby speak. So they were amazed. And he didn't finish that. He said, وَالسَّلَامُ عَلَيَّ يَوْمَ وُلِدْتُ. Peace be upon the day that I am born. وَيَوْمَ أَمُوتُ. And peace be upon the day that when I die. وَيَوْمَ أُبْعَثُ حَيًّا. And peace be upon the day when I rise from the dead. When I stand up again on the day of judgment. So this was the birth of Isa alayhi salatu wasalam. Prophet Isa alayhi salatu wasalam, Jesus, peace be upon him, he spoke when he was a baby. They were all amazed. And he said, I am a prophet. And then Isa alayhi salatu wasalam was so special. Allah Ta'ala says, وَيُعَلِّمُهُ الْكِتَابَ وَالْحِكْمَةَ وَالتَّوْرَاةَ وَالْإِنْجِيلَ. We taught Isa alayhi salam the book, the wisdom, the Tawrat and the Injil. Injil was the book given to Isa alayhi salam. وَيُعَلِّمُهُ الْكِتَابَ وَالْحِكْمَةَ وَالتَّوْرَاةَ وَالْإِنْجِيلَ وَرَسُولًا إِلَى بَنِي إِسْرَائِيلِ أَنِّي قَدْ جِئْتُكُمْ بِآيَةٍ مِّن رَبِّكُمْ. And then he says, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, we sent him as a messenger to the children of Israel, to the people of Jerusalem. Okay? And we gave him special miracles. So now we come to the miracles of Isa alayhi salam.